A very warm welcome to PCE Instruments, your manufacturer of test and measuring instruments for industry, trade and research. PCE, professional, calibrated equipment.
Good morning car friends, and welcome to Car Lifestyle. That is exactly how I welcome you since over 1 year. The viewers on our car maintenance channel Car Lifestyle on YouTube. We test vehicle care products and put particular importance to fairness and comparability. That is why only high performance measuring instruments for our car maintenance are used. In the vehicle care, it is all about the perfect look. Especially the paintwork is a special challenge. If you treat this badly, you become small or larger scratches, which in the sun get awful shapes. But also dirt or other damages can ruin the picture of a good vehicle. Here helps mostly on a high performance polish. But which one is the right one to get the paintwork gleaming? That is not so simple to decide because the bare eyes are often overwhelmed. Under different lighting and different angles, our view recognizes other results. And exactly here comes gloss measurement in play. We use the PCE-IGM 100 shining device. This model is ideal for our purposes because it can measure in 20, 60 and 85 degrees angles. That means you can use this for matte surfaces like plastics, but also for high shiny surfaces like car paint to measure. But let us start at the beginning. In the delivery there is a robust storage bag, a loading cable with plug and adapter, a German user manual, the evaluation software on a CD, and naturally the device itself, with a protective cover and calibration plate. The operating of the device is dead easy and is done mainly over the 3.5-inch touchscreen display. A further button is on the right side. This is to turn the device on and off and for measuring. We hold now the button down to turn the device on. Now we find ourselves in the main menu. Before we start measuring, let us have a look at the settings. Here you can do many changes on the device, from the screen lighting to time and date settings, up to left and right-handed mode. The settings explain themselves. One menu point further we find the calibration settings. During the calibration, the safety cover has to stay on the device. So is the calibration plate properly fixed, and the calibration can be done without problems. With the signal calibration pass, we know that all is calibrated. In the main menu you'll find next to the calibration also possibilities like tolerance, the measuring angle or different parameters for your own personal preferences. Also the device can be set into the USB mode to attach the device to a computer. In the enclosed user manual, all settings are explained in detail. Next we take a look at the different modes, what the device has to offer. The basic mode is the standard mode. Here are up to 1000 measurements recorded and saved. Each measurement is given an interior number. Further it goes with the statistic mode. Here are simple arithmetic tasks done during the measurement, so that the middle value of measurements can be determined. The last mode, the continuous mode, is similar to the statistic mode. The only difference is that the measurements can be done from a freely chosen time lapse, and that not every measurement has to be confirmed from pushing a button. We work preferably in statistic mode. That is why we want to demonstrate our typical measurement from us. We have from the metalworker and a lacquer a test surface. Here is a typical blue metallic lacquer and a typical black lacquer professionally sprayed on. Before we use a certain polishing machine, a certain polishing pad or a certain polishing test, must the initial state be worked on. For this it is enough with a commercial sponge. With lighting you can see clearly the damage. Here you can see why you shouldn't wash your car with a normal sponge. We'll have a look now at the initial state with the gloss meter PCE-IGM 100. For this we change into the statistic mode and do a test measurement. First of all, we look at the measurement in an angle of 60 degrees. Is the value here between 10 and 70 units? Also GU for gloss units. Is everything okay? Is a value measured over 70 GU? We change to the 20 degrees measurement. In this case we are underneath the 70 GU and therefore we look at the 60 degrees measurement in the middle. You could now hide the other two measuring angles, but we think the clarity is there. In the top right corner we can see that 1 from 5 measurements have been done. That we are in the statistic mode, the device expects more measurements. The amount of measurements is freely selectable. The more measurements you do, so at the end is the result more accurate. We do 4 more measurements and get different values shown. At the top the last actual measurement is shown. Below in the table is in the first column the arithmetic middle, in the second the maximum, and in the third the minimum measured value. We work so that with the maximum and minimum measured value exactly look at. Do get large deviations from the middle value, you can reckon that there is a fill measurement. This happens mostly when the device is not pushed firmly onto the measuring surface. The whole measurement is done with light and no external light is allowed to fall into the measuring room. Should the measurement vary, we do a new measurement. If we want to see all of the measurements, we change in the main menu to the menu point data. Here all save measurements of up to 5,000, so you can save on pencil and paper. If you want, you can import the data to your computer and either with the delivered software edit or export it into other programs. But because the usage and presentation are outstanding, in our opinion it is not necessary. But nice that it is possible. Afterwards we take our to be tested product and do the polishing. After the polishing, the surface is measured again. By us it is around 20 to 30 measurements to get a realistic middle value. As you can see here, the gloss value has climbed highly. For which person in the vehicle care are gloss measurements particularly suitable? For us, a high value gloss measurement for test laboratories, magazines and other publications, for example test channels on YouTube, is standard. For anyone who wants to make a comparison or wants to prove a difference needs measuring instruments. But also conditioner can profit from gloss devices. Especially for the polisher it is worth it, a gloss measurer. You can check your own working technique and devices check. Or the customer with a gloss measurement black on white present. Surely an advertising fact is through a gloss tester higher. But it is also not necessary, but by the high value vehicles a little extra to offer. Or your own talent to make perfect. Related to us makes the gloss measurement possible, fair and traceable to test products of their gloss performance. Our viewers appreciate the transparency that thanks to a gloss measuring device we can show the professionalism is through the enclosed certificate and the ISO 2813 backed up. What the device over many cheaper devices differs. Thanks for your attention. I hope until next time, stay clean and healthy, your team from Vehicle Lifestyle.
Discover and order the latest measuring and test equipment now on www.pce-instruments.com.